Hello, and welcome once again to the weird and wonderful world of the Wolfcats. I am your guide, the marvelous Myrno, here with a question and a story, maybe a couple of jokes, and I don't know, see where this take leads us. Anyway, start off as usual with the question. For you wonderful people to answer down in the comments if you'd be so kind. What is the scariest thing that has ever happened to you? The scariest, most terrifying thing that you have ever experienced that happened to occur while you were playing a game. Not something that happened in the game. Not, a freaky, deformed enemy or, nothing programmed into the game, but something that happened to you outside of the game. Like, say, someone coming up behind you and grabbing you in the middle of, I don't know, in the middle of a dark room area. Or maybe you were playing Call of Duty late at night and, say it's midnight and you hear a knock at the door or a phone call. Something like that. Something external. Anyway, my story takes place probably 4.5 years ago, maybe? Way back in the fall of my sophomore year of high school. No, not that far back. Sorry, junior year of high school. Don't want to wind back the clock too far. I would have been 17 or 18 at the time. My sister, who's 3 years younger than me, was 14 or 15. And we were down in the TV room. She was watching something on TV, I don't remember what. And I had been playing SimCity Creator on my DS for several hours longer than I probably should have been. I mean, like, at minimum, at least 6 to 8 hours straight. Like, not like I would get up every now and again to like get a drink or go to the bathroom. But other than that, I was pretty much just on the couch staring at the screen, And that's when things started to go wrong. Now, this isn't something that's so much scary to me as it was for her. She ended up screaming and running up to my mom and having her call the ambulance. Now, why an ambulance? Because that was when I had my first seizure. Yeah. And one of my sister's friends, her dad was one of the paramedics who brought me into the hospital that day. He said that he had asked me a couple of questions, just, what my name was, when I was born, the standard questions, I guess, that anyone would ask anyone after coming out of any sort of mental, I don't know, any sort of event like that. And to this day, I do not remember seeing him on the ambulance or anywhere until he came into my hospital room later that day. Speaking of the hospital, after asking all of the usual questions to my mom after coming to, you know, the usual, why am I in the hospital, what happened, where am I, you know, what have you. Yeah. One of the first things I remember asking after I answered those questions, after I asked those questions, rather, was, where's my DS? I was adamant about finding out and, in fact, making sure that the game hadn't been shut off. Now, lucky enough, I guess, it was SimCity Creator and not something like Animal Crossing. SimCity Creator, I mean, yeah, you lose your progress, but with Animal Crossing, yeah, you have to deal with Rossetti in that game, and anyone who's ever dealt with him knows that he is the most annoying thing. Anyway, I mean, it's not like I was even playing the progression mode, or whatever it's called on SimCity Creator. I mean, I had a file dedicated to that, but I had reached a point in there where the progression mode really wasn't fun for me anymore. Where I really couldn't do a whole lot. So I was just playing in, I guess, the sandbox mode? I don't know. I haven't actually touched SimCity Creator that I can remember in a while. I mean, I still have the carts somewhere, I believe. But I digress. Anyway, I remember my dad coming in and we watched one of the Lord of the Rings movies on the TV in the emergency room. Now, even on a good day, I wouldn't be able to tell you what movie it was. Because we came in like 20 minutes into it, at least. And even on a day like this, when I'm competent, well, I'd like to say that I'm fairly competent enough to hold a decent conversation with someone, I wouldn't be able to tell you without looking at a TV guide what movie was which, if one of the Lord of the Rings movies were to come on the TV. And I came in even 5 or 10 minutes after the title sequence, English child, I know English, sequence, and opening credits had rolled. So annoying. Sorry about that. Hopefully I'll be able to fix that. Anyway, so yeah, and after that, I don't remember. I didn't touch my DS for a rather long time after that, actually, because my mom didn't want me touching it. She didn't, well, not touching it, but didn't want me playing it because she didn't want me having another seizure, and I complied with that because I had a pretty stiff mental fog for a while after my seizures. And yeah, I had at least one other seizure after that. Possibly two, but I don't know about the third one. No one else can confirm whether or not that one happened. But no need to worry about seizures happening. I was diagnosed with epilepsy sometime between my first seizure and graduating. Wait, no. This would have been the summer between my junior and senior year. Yeah, sorry. Like I said, bad at estimating time. So this would have been 2012. So this would have been 5 years ago. Wow. 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 Long time. Yeah, same time it's not. Anyway. Yeah, I have medication now to, well, can't I think of the word? Manage my seizures and control the, surges in brain activity that cause them. It's something called Depakote. You know, feel free to look it up if you want to. I'm not going to tell you you need to unless, you know, unless you think you have someone in your life who might benefit from it. But, yeah. So that's what works for me. And, I mean, yeah. So, as weird as it might seem, it wasn't a particularly scary experience for me because I don't remember the seizure. It's one of those things that is scary looking back, but you can't say you experienced it, but at the same time you don't remember it happening. You know, I guess it's kind of like, I don't know, I guess, I don't know what's related to. But, I mean, if you guys want to chime in with your scariest real-life game experience, or real-life experience while gaming, I look forward to reading your stories in the comments below, as always. And if you have any questions for me about anything regarding what I've told you, I'll answer them as best I can. And if you liked the video, feel free to leave a like. If you really liked it, feel free to either share it or, you know, hit that little subscribe button down below, wherever it is. And if you want to stick around and hear me babble on a little bit more, then feel free to visit the channel and dive into the certainly shallow but ever-expanding rabbit hole of content that I am creating. Now, this is the point when I get close to the camera, look into it, and tell you, yeah, you, to stay safe, stay awesome, and keep doing you.